Benchmark, the voice of business. Presented by LMD.
On this week's edition of Benchmark, our lead story focuses on the latest results of the LMD Nielsen Biz Confidence Survey. Then in our feature segment, we turn the spotlight on Brian Aitken, the IMF's Mission Chief to Sri Lanka, for his perspectives on the global economy and ground realities in Sri Lanka. And we wrap up this edition by talking to the Managing Director of the Nielsen Company Lanka, Shahin Khadr, about the likelihood of the BCI surpassing its all-time high. That's the lineup for Benchmark this week. Hello and welcome to Benchmark. I'm Savitri Rodrigo. We start our show with encouraging news. The LMD Nielsen Biz Confidence Index, based on an exclusive survey conducted by the Nielsen Company Lanka, shows that business confidence is currently at a 10-month high. And the BCI jumped to 173 on the sentiment scale from 160 in July and to where it was in October last year. The BCI is therefore a mere 5 basis points shy of its all-time high of 178. Shahin Khadr, the Nielsen Company Lanka's managing director, says that factors contributing to this increase are company performances which have improved and expectations of a fall in the rate of inflation. Shahin will join us later on in the program on The Voice of Business. Positive indicators on the economic front, a seemingly stable fiscal platform, the healthy flow of corporate results and a flurry of activity to upgrade infrastructure are weighing over Sri Lanka's perennial woes. Gloomy forecasts for global growth, financial strife in the US and the Eurozone, and even talk of a double-dip recession in the United States that will have wide-ranging repercussions for the rest of the world. Getting back to the BCI, whilst there's no change as such in the proportion of poll respondents who believe that the Sri Lankan economy will improve in the next 12 months from the previous survey, there's been a notable fall from nearly a fifth to just 12% business people who are negative about the medium term. Moving to local business trends, perceptions of the medium-term outlook are inconclusive. 56% say their sales volumes will get better in the year ahead versus 7 in 10 in July. 52% in June and 2/3 in May. On the other hand, the next quarter is being viewed with consistent optimism, with just over 60% of city-based executives expressing confidence in the last 2 months that business will improve. There's been an improvement too in the proportion that acknowledges their sales numbers have increased this year compared to 2010, from 46% in July to 53% in August. More importantly, less than 1 in 10 said they've encountered shrinking volumes, whereas 30% of the pollsters' sample population said so 2 months ago. Meanwhile, on the FDI front, one respondent to the exclusive monthly survey says that the value of our investments are going down and that the international markets are also causing concern. The pundits are also forewarning that an economic squeeze in the West could lead to a lull in capital flows. Bucking the trend of thought, however, Nielsen's August poll results reflect a groundswell of positive vibes. Respondents' FDI weather forecast is bright and sunny, with 70% deeming it to be good or very good. The comparatives for the 2 preceding months were 49% and 40%, and the last time this gauge surpassed the 70% mark was in March. In corroboration, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka announced on the 19th of August that the government's $1 billion FDI target for this year is achievable and that 40% of it has in fact been realized in the first half, which suggests that we could be short by 20% in a full year. Looking ahead, it is possible that we might see the long-awaited new high in the next month or two and possibly a dip thereafter if Budget 2012 turns out to be a wet blanket on which the nation's economic and fiscal managers play their next round of cards. We take a break for commercials now. On the other side, we bring you an exclusive interview with Brian Aitken, the IMF's Mission Chief to Sri Lanka. Stay tuned.